Hello, I'm Gordon Michaels, filmmaker and director of The Disappearance of Dinosaur Stan, and I'm here today with real-life paleontologist Joe Codal, who also happens to be the author of the Dinosaur Detective Club series of books. Hello, Joe.
Nice to be here.
Presently you're touring the country.
Yep.
With your show.
Absolutely.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going wonderful. I'm going to libraries and schools across the United States, across the country, across the state of Michigan, and the response has been tremendous. Kids are really soaking up these dinosaurs. With the Jurassic Park series of movies, I think it's really reignited everybody's interest in these giant creatures that no longer exist. And the kids are so excited when I come to the libraries and schools when I talk about these giant extinct creatures.
Let me ask you something. What inspired you to create the Paleo Joe Dinosaur Detective Club series of books?
Well, you know, I've been doing this for about 23 years, traveling from school to school, from library to library, and everybody's just so excited about these books that a couple years ago a book publisher came to me and said, you know, you do so much for kids, why don't you write some children's books? And I thought that was a great idea. So we came up with the chapter book series, Paleo Joe's Dinosaur Detective Club, and again, it's there to inspire and educate kids about the science of paleontology.
When you're doing your presentation, you present various dinosaur fossils to kids, so this becomes like a learning experience for them. Do you find that the kids are fascinated about dinosaurs while they're also learning about them?
Absolutely, and it's just such a wonderful learning experience for the kids because within the book there is real paleontology. When I talk about how we discover fossils, how we prep the fossils, that's true. Although the stories are somewhat fictional, the paleontology is real, and that's what's really exciting. We call ourselves dinosaur CSIs, dinosaur crime scene investigators. We look at every little piece of evidence that surrounds those bones that might tell us how those creatures lived, how those creatures died, did they interact with other creatures. So it's just a wonderful learning experience for the kids to read this in books.
What do you hope that readers will gain by seeing these books become an animated series?
That's the great part about this is, yeah, a lot of kids are reading books, but nowadays more kids are playing with their computers, they're playing with their Xboxes. This is something that's visual. They can actually see this actually come to life on the screen. They can actually see the real paleontology come to life. And I think that's what's so important about this. We will actually teach kids and adults about these giant creatures that, again, are no longer around us. They're now extinct. What were they like? How did they live? That's what we're trying to portray.
And how exciting that we're also creating 2 video games based on the Disappearance of Dinosaur Stan, which are also educational, I might add. So kids are able to play the video games while learning.
While learning about dinosaurs and paleontology. There is so much science out there. Almost any science you can think of, you can turn that into paleontology. We're doing bone histology. We're studying the bones. We're studying their footprints because a lot of the trace fossils that surround those dinosaurs, the footprints and coprolites, dinosaur poo, that actually tells us more about the dinosaur than just their bones can.
Okay, so now when you're on tour and you're doing your radio interviews and television interviews, you know, you've kind of told folks what we're up to here.
Yes.
What's the response you're getting from folks that when they hear that this may be an animated series?
The response has been fantastic. As soon as I tell people that we're turning these into movies, the first thing they say is, when can we go and how soon are you going to have these out? Because again, the kids read these books voraciously. Sometimes on the way home from a library, the kid is reading the book already. They have it finished by the time they get home. The parents shoot me an email and say, hey, this is fantastic. You're doing such wonderful things. They want these movies. They want them in their hands now.
There's some incentives that, and a few of them involved folks going out on a real live dig with you.
Yes, with me.
Explain that a little bit?
Sure. For the highest level of donation, we're actually going to take people out into the field to a site where there's dinosaurs in the ground. They will actually get a chance to learn how we dig up dinosaurs, get right down next to paleontologists, shoulder to shoulder, and actually dig up these wonderful creatures. And guess what? I'll be there too with my hat, my backpack, and my tools right next to them. For the next level down in donation, there's another site out west where we're finding lots of prehistoric fish. Actually, this past year I found a giant piranha in that one site, and they will again learn how to do it. They'll get right down in the ground and start digging. They get to keep the fish they find. The last site we're going to for the next level down is a site right here in Michigan where people can dig the ancient saltwater sea creatures, corals, crinoids, brachiopods, trilobites that lived long before the age of dinosaurs. And again, I'll be there with my hat and backpack right next to them digging.
It's wonderful. Boy, that's exciting. You know, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can I come along?
Absolutely, you can join us.
Great, but I don't want to go where the piranhas are, if you don't mind. Yeah.
They're dead. They're not around anymore.
Thank goodness. Joe, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And we look forward to continuing working with you.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.